All right. 3, 2, 1. Hello, hello. How we doing? How we doing, everyone? It is Friday, January 8th. Good evening, everyone. Medic here with Sir Zyrion. Zyrion, that's the right way to say your name, correct?
There's multiple ways to say it, depending on who you are. I say it weird half the time. I say it weird sometimes. So it's actually pronounced Zyrian with three syllables.
That's right,
And
Zyrion.
yeah, and the accent is on the first syllable.
Mm-hmm.
People always want to put it on the second or the third, like Zyrian or Zyrian,
Mm-hmm.
but it's Zyrian. You attack the first syllable. Attack first.
Zyrion.
Yeah, man.
Nice, nice. All
Strike first,
right.
Cobra Kai style.
That's right. Well, all right, man. So I wanted to get on here and talk about the most ridiculous week we've had this week, and some of the
Wait,
interesting
hold on a
things.
second. Did we see? Yeah, hey, yeah. We didn't make it a full week in the
We
2020s.
can't.
I
I've
was I
seen.
was trying to see if it was a full week. We didn't make it a full week,
I keep seeing memes that are like,
man.
I saw. You know, I've had the 7 day trial, and I want to cancel my subscription. This fucking shit.
Cancel before they charge your credit card.
If we thought it was gonna get any better, man, this just because the date on the calendar changed, and nothing doesn't make anything go away, I guess. But
Yeah, a lot of people were saying that.
yeah, yeah, yeah. I'm gonna share my screen here. Make sure I put the sound on. Blah blah blah. Got this figured out to where I can edit out anything between stuff and whatnot here, so there's nothing to be worried about there.
So if I say fart, you can just cut that
That's right. Just give me the heads up. Hey,
out.
at the 4:30 mark,
You'd be
strike that
like,
out.
cut this out and then fart. No, no. So like in studio engineering when we're doing music stuff,
Mm-hmm.
you make a loud noise like a clap or a snap on the microphone because on the audio spectrum, I can't think of what it's called right now, but it clips. So you'll see regular vocals and then you'll see a big spike. And you just know,
Mm-hmm.
okay, cut at the spike or jump to the spike and cut. And you can like see have visual cues for that stuff.
Okay.
So
Okay. So getting to where I wanted to start with it was I want to kind of unravel this thing a little bit with how it all went for from my point of view from watching stuff, and I wanted to start with this video from like the night before. This all started the night before,
this is
Donald
Monday night.
Trump on January 5th would be Tuesday night. Um I remember I was thinking it was going to be like last time. So what was it, a month ago or so, when there was the I don't know what was special about that night, but a bunch of Proud Boys showed up in D.C. and marched through the streets and started whooping Antifa's ass somehow. And well, they showed up on January 5th. Everyone got in the night before. Donald Trump told everyone show up January 5th for this thing on the 6th because they might shut you down from coming in and all this stuff, right? So all these people came in on the 5th, and these fools all got drunk as fuck. They were all walking around all drunk. They're wandering in the streets thinking we're gonna go to DC and we're gonna whoop some ass again. We're gonna find some Antifa. I know that's what they were thinking, right? Well, they get there and there's no Antifa anywhere, and all of a sudden they just all started fighting with each other. It seemed like, and arguing between the more extremist types and the more everyday Donald Trump supporter types. And I noticed a couple people in here, and I'm starting to see so many weird things. I'm watching this live stream, and this is Villain Reports live stream. He's someone that I've been following a lot. That's been in all these Portland riots and stuff, and he's in the middle of all this. And I went to the important part, and I marked down the important parts here, but I can't find my dang notepad now, so I'm gonna have to try to remember where the second part was here. But I wanted to play one section of this to start with and get some reaction on how this night began and kind of show the contrast of the type of people who showed up to this thing for one reason and the other people who showed up for a whole other reason. And you'll notice this dude with milk all over his face. It's all dried up from being, from getting sprayed in the eyes earlier in the night. He's drunk as hell. He's a younger guy, and he's acting so stupid. And he's got an InfoWars sweater on and a Donald Trump hat or something. And it's these kind of people that are doing this kind of shit. And I just want to give, to start off with, just a bit of contrast of what I viewed live for hours the night before. It just built up to these, you could see a weirdness in some of this. So let me just play this real quick.
Guys, it's about the Constitution. It's not about anything else. We started the Republic. They're violating. Don't let nobody steal up on the cops are. What's that?
What were you saying about the Constitution?
The Constitution is what it's about. Not Antifa, not Black Lives Matter. This is about the Constitution. It's more important than my life, your life, their jobs. It's more important than President Trump. It's the Constitution. It's the only thing that keeps us free.
When BLM and Antifa are burning down our cities and destroying our country,
it doesn't matter right now.
This guy's a troublemaker in the camouflage.
Right, you're losing focus.
No, I'm not.
Yes, you are. Because you're fighting with me.
I'm not fighting with you. I'm just debating.
You're wanting to beat somebody up. It's not worth it, man. It's about the Constitution.
I never said I want to beat anyone up.
Okay. I'm not going to argue with you.
I want to stand up for our rights. I agree with you.
But tonight, you know what? You can bring shame on us. That's not what it's about. This is about.
Don't bring shame on it, he says.
Right, and what did our founding fathers do in 1776 over a tax on tea, which is much less than this bullshit, dude?
Yeah, well.
Just saying. Come on.
We're far beyond that. We're far beyond that.
Oh, yeah.
You know that.
I know.
In fact, tomorrow, I don't even like to say it because I'll be arrested. Well,
see, now he turns into this somehow.
I'll say it. All right. We need to go.
Oh.
To the Capitol.
What? Into the Capitol, he said. We need to go into the Capitol, he said.
You sound like you're very grounded in what you believe. Can you expand on what you mean by it's about the Constitution? It sounds like, I don't want to put words in your mouth, but you think we're at risk of losing it?
My family came here, my ancestors came here in the 1600s. Okay, Francis Louis Epps. The Appomattox Manor was founded then. That's where the peace treaty was signed for the Civil War. That stayed in my family until 1979.
Okay.
This country means something to me. It means something to everybody here. If everybody does their history, they'll find those kind of people in their history. We owe it to them to stay free. We owe it to their sacrifices. All the things they did for us to be free. That's what it's about. We owe it to them. We owe it to.
All right. So we have that guy. Am I on okay?
Which guy?
So I was just saying we have the gentleman that was just speaking, right?
Oh, the older guy?
Yeah.
Okay.
So we have those types who, even in the end, he said, we're going to go into the Capitol. We need to stop talking and go into the Capitol. Guys like him were saying that in a way where we're like, we're not going to go in there and destroy the sacred stuff. And we're not trying to, I don't know what he expected he was going to do once he got in there. There was no plan for any of this. But we have people like him. And then you have this guy, this fucking idiot. And if you can see this guy in the back here, this is a scary dude right here with the suit on or whatever he's got on, the tie. Listening to these two guys, like there's some kind of clique of dudes that are in here that kind of know each other. Something like, listen to how the different, like this dude is stupid. He's so drunk right now.
Shit, you're not gonna storm the Capitol? You're not gonna do anything. I got bear mace. What the fuck are you gonna do?
What have you done?
You just got bear mace. Yeah, a lot more than you have. You're just talking out of your ass. You're just fucking talking, dude.
That's it.
Keep talking. Keep talking. Go ahead. Keep talking.
I serve my country for 5 years.
We're gonna
focus away where it needs to be.
Yeah, we should focus on being gay. Yeah,
We should focus on.
BLM, right? BLM is our friend, right?
We should focus on the
BLM is our friend, right?
Constitution.
We is our friend, right?
You're going to notice at this point, this guy is going to start trying to pretend to talk like Alex Jones. Have you checked out Alex Jones lately? Have you seen him anywhere talking and all this shit?
Lately, no.
Okay, so he's got this thing where he's using this really deep voice all the time. It's so fake, and he's la la la. It's very. You're gonna hear this dude. You heard his voice already, and now watch it turn. He's got an InfoWars sweater on, which Alex Jones runs, of course. And all of a sudden, he tries to take on his persona, and it makes me want to vomit. Shit.
BLM doesn't matter. Yeah, it does. Yeah, it does. Yeah, it does. BLM does matter. BLM does matter.
It doesn't matter.
Yes, it does matter. BLM does matter to a lot of it. We do not want to see our streets overcome with terror. We do not want our streets.
We don't, but that's not why we're here.
Shut up. You let me talk.
That's not why we're here.
Let me talk. You talk for long enough. We do not want our streets to be overrun by violent terrorists. We do not want our streets to be overrun by un-American violent terrorists, and we will not stand up for it. I agree. Stand up for this. We're not gonna let BLM run us over.
Why are we turning against each other right now?
Because what are you gonna do? BLM's fine.
No. He's not saying BLM's fine.
What does he say?
They're just letting speak.
He's fucked up, right?
He's saying our enemy's not
It's
BLM.
about
He's drunk.
what we're doing here.
You have to be united.
All right, I'm going to film.
That's fine.
On this side.
It's about
BLM
BLM is our enemy. BLM, yes. BLM is our enemy.
Yes.
Not today.
Yes.
BLM is
Today
our
doesn't
enemy.
matter.
Yes. BLM is our enemy, dude.
You gotta name your
You're
enemy.
pro-America. If
Okay,
believe in
you gotta
America.
name your enemy to win a war, dude. Listen, you can't focus on too many. Our streets. Our streets. Hey, to win a war, you gotta name your enemy. You don't have to name your enemy. Our enemy's not other Americans. Our enemy's in the. You can't solve the problem until you define the people.
Fucking boomer.
Our enemy is not other Americans. Our enemy is the capital.
Right. You're a fucking retard, dude. You're a fucking retard. You're counterproductive to our
No, stop.
Hey, don't tell me what the fuck
Stop.
to say.
Stop. Calm down, man.
How old are you?
It's none of your fucking business.
Dude, calm down, man. It's not worth it.
Listen, BLM is my enemy and it should be your enemy.
Yes.
And if it's not your enemy, then you're doing something wrong.
None of us like BLM. It doesn't matter right now.
Let me tell you.
How does it not matter?
I know what
It doesn't matter. That's not what we're here for.
Yes, it is.
Yes, it is.
It's part of it.
Why are you fighting with your bullshit?
What? BLM is not your enemy. It's not your enemy.
Truth, law, order. We gotta
Law and order.
law,
Law and
order.
order. Does BLM stand for law and order? Does BLM stand for law and order? Do we support BLM? No.
Villain here tries to talk to the guy and say, "What the fuck is wrong with you?" He asks him, "Are you with this whole?
BLM indoctrinated.
Are you with this whole Nick Fuentes group?" Nick Fuentes is this disgusting, he's like a white nationalist maybe, and he tries to be one. He like fakes to be. He's like a fake wannabe Ben Shapiro who says, "You're not extreme, I'm extreme." And he notices this guy and he's like, "Are you with this Nick Fuentes group?" And he's all, "I cannot deny nor, whatever." So there's something weird about all these people that are hidden within this party that don't agree with the mainstream people. And I want to get the story out a little bit about, first of all, the dude filming Villain notices this female right here. Can you see her?
Wait, who's villain?
Villain's the guy
Right here,
recording
this
right
guy?
now. You can't see him at all because he has a setup like this guy's setup is right here, where he's filming. I want to talk about that for a second.
Villain's behind the camera, right?
Yeah, I want to talk about this for a second. All these streamers, they go to all these events, right? And they're not people claim that they're trying to blow up these events more than they are. And they go to these BLM events and they go to Antifa riots and they go to these things and they film them just like these guys are. And every single one, you'll see the same. There's like, it's a growing number of them, right? And they're all standing around looking at each other, hoping something crazy happens, kind of. Not hoping, but it would be good for the drama, right? and I don't want to, I don't want to put anything bad on this villain guy, because that's the guy I've been getting to talk to a lot and go on his live stream with him and do interviews with. And it's been kind of cool, and I don't want to say anything they're doing is wrong, because they'll tell you I'm just videotaping what's around me. It's like rap music. I'm just saying what the hell I see in my place, and I'm just showing you what's there. Well, it gets to a point kind of where you sensationalize it, and you have all of you guys standing around in a group talking to each other, and those Antifa people come over to yell at you about it, and you become the thing. You become the story there instead of recording the story. And this guy, these people are
automatically running to record this story.
one more time.
But the camera guys, these guys that are showing up, the video bloggers are the ones that are recording the story. The camera's recording while they're having a conversation.
That's right.
So
That's right.
They're on the street with the camera there. The camera's in kind of auto mode. This is like the thing that's attached to the shirt. Like it's holding the GoPro, but he's got his phone in it. I have a mount similar to that actually. So the camera's running, and he's just recording the conversation he's having. Like this started off with him asking the older gentleman what he thought and what he was thinking about the Constitution, getting the guy's thought process. And then the younger dude jumped in, and they started interrupting, and people started shouting and yelling. So he's trying to get it captured. I wouldn't really say it's sensationalizing anything. As a matter of fact, it's that alternative news view that you've been looking for, because you talk so negatively about the mainstream media that's not in these conversations, that's not putting this stuff out. So you have mainstream media, which you complain about, that doesn't get this stuff. They're all safe in their corded off areas, getting people selected individually to tell whatever narrative they want to sell on one side. These guys in the middle just asking questions and getting what's happening as it's happening raw.
It's couldn't have been said better myself. The words you just said came out of my mouth trying to explain it to my wife multiple times. So thank you for that. And what I was trying to get to the point of is the claims that a lot of people make, and like I'll hear them yelling at them sometimes when things, there's not much going on and they're all standing around, especially at this thing. Because a month ago when it happened, it was thankful they were all out there, because dude, I saw so much of this that no one else really witnesses unless you watch these things. There's a huge group of people who watch these kind of things, and like I saw so many things happen the last time this whole rally stuff happened in DC a month ago, and I can't remember what would have happened around December something. Something, I think, I don't know. So there was some big, benchmark happened at that point, and they all went out there, and Antifa went in smaller numbers, and these guys beat up a lot, which it was the first time you ever seen the tables turn the way it did. And all of a sudden at this thing, there was no Antifa to fight with. There's only each other to fight with. They're all drunk looking for a fight. They found some cops. Not many cop fights happened, but some. This one girl got her face busted open that everyone talks about, how this black lady was talking in a crowd of people, and she was surrounded by all these white people. And this white lady like put her hand in her face or tried to grab something from her. The black girl just socked her in the eye, and like her whole face exploded almost. She was bleeding all down her face. And these guys grabbed the girl and drug her to the police line and gave them to her and said they did this to her. And the police line just started spraying all the white guys, basically, with their bear mace. They just started spraying all them. So they get madder, and they're like, see, they're just against us. We're just bringing her to her to say she did this to this lady. And a lot of that stuff's happening there.
So why weren't they defending the police like they've been doing all this other time?
They do, and they do, but things are starting to turn because of the lockdowns and stuff. All this lockdown stuff, people are starting to feel like the state is coming down on them, and the police that go against their oath and carry out these what they believe unconstitutional crimes of lockdowns and stuff that are going around the country, it's starting to turn the right against them. In this election,
when these are the same people that are complaining because organizations like Black Lives Matter that they're complaining about are protesting, and they don't like the way those protests are going. So when that's going down, they want the police to be there and shut shit down. But now when the police are here, they don't want the police to shut the shit down because we've been in lockdown and quarantine too long. Because
the looting and stuff like that is where it's awesome. It's like when Tim Pool shows that graph of how the support for the protests that were going on, and the graph, like, it just skyrocketed. The level of support got up to 75%. in polls. And as soon as the looting and stuff started happening, man, it just dipped down to 22% or something like that. And
it's gonna happen because you look at the people that are on TV, you don't identify with them because you don't think there's anything in common. They're dehumanized. You look at them as animals, so they're acting like.
But they built up all this support for them, and all these conservatives are looking around like, dude, this isn't right. We have to start to do something here. And look at these people are peacefully marching in the streets. Like, this is probably more of a problem than we think it is. And all of a sudden the story just changes once they have a reason to be distracted. That's not fully like a good thing that I'm trying to speak of here. It's not completely a good thing that you're so easily distracted from a huge injustice that people are feeling by just a simple, now they're starting to steal things. There's reasoning for that. Those dudes the other day. Okay, so people started breaking cameras in the news media. There's video of these people surrounding this media grouping, and they started kind of assaulting them a little bit and broke all of their cameras, right? And the news media, damn it, I started thinking of two things at the same time there. Cut. Damn it.
Your brain's like, whoop.
What was if I just let myself think of one other thing for 1 second, I'll just dump that shit right out the back of what I was thinking. I switched to the idea of them breaking the cameras for some reason. Oh, I'm sorry. What were we talking about, man? Damn it.
You were talking about how people around the country are looking at things like Black Lives Matter protest and saying, you know what, maybe we need to do something. Maybe this might be a problem. And then go like, nope, fuck them, because they start writing looting.
Okay. And then
Distracted they are. And then that went into
something jumped into my mind that said, you need to tell this story about how you saw everyone breaking these cameras and oh, okay. So we're so against, we want violence to be stopped. We want the looting to be stopped. That's what I was going to get into. Sorry. I was watching. That's why I didn't say it, because I was like, oh shit, he hates them, but I'm gonna bring it up. So cut 1, 2, 3. I was watching those Hotep dudes the other day, and they were talking about how